The Vegas playbook is really, really simple. Number one, when things are great, you brag about them. And when things are not great, you don't brag, you don't even mention the numbers. As a matter of fact, you might even get a local media company, a major one like the biggest newspaper in Southern Nevada, to flat out lie to people. Meanwhile, you have hotel prices cratering for the big night, New Year's Eve 2025. And we have a Las Vegas tourism board that hasn't even bothered to release the numbers for November. Everything is a mess right now. We're going to talk about this plus other economic stuff across the country. This is NLLV. Let's go. So first up, let's talk about New Year's Eve in Vegas. And it's been an absolutely brutal year. We all rely on what's called the LVCVA. That's the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And what they do is they cook up a set of numbers every month. They call it the tourism tracker. Those usually come out around the 27th or the 28th. Mind you, Christmas season, right? But the numbers aren't out for November yet. And it's almost January. Yeah, we should have the November numbers, but they're simply not there. One thing we do know is that airport traffic is down 9.6%. And of course, they're taking a page out of South Park and saying, blame Canada. This is, of course, one of the biggest lies and myths that you can ever come up with. Everybody want to blame Canada. And while Canadian tourism isn't coming to Vegas as much, sure, it doesn't account for the fact that when we look at other tourist destinations like New York and Miami and San Diego, plenty of domestic travelers are going to those places. So we have to see the official numbers. Subscribe if you are interested in this stuff. I will report on them when they do come in. I checked them before I started recording today, this video. Still not there. Apparently, F1 can't save us. Are you surprised? But on to Vegas news, and you know the big day is coming. It's practically here. We have New Year's Eve in Vegas. And what is New Year's Eve going to look like? Well, if you've been on my community wall, you've noticed that I've been tracking hotel prices for you using Google Hotels. We have hotels like the Rio being $83 and $83 a night. It's New Year's Eve, $83 a night. The Wynn had dropped their rates from $3,500, Wynn and Encore, to $800. We have properties out there that are going from $500 to $150. You can steal a room on the Las Vegas Strip. Apparently, though, airfares are stupid. Somebody in my comments said that Minneapolis, St. Paul to Vegas, $1,600 round trip. Get out of here. And not to mention, you're going to be hammered on food and beverage once you do get into town. But that's okay because the newspaper is going to lie to you. Yeah, we got the Review Journal, and they're apparently okay saying that it's going to be record-setting. Record-setting. I remember a time when there used to predict upwards of 400,000 people coming into the city. And this is even post-COVID. It has nothing to do with COVID. Now we're looking at 350,000, with some people admitting like, yeah, it's going to drop 1.9% this year. Meanwhile, I don't know if you're watching inflation. I don't know if you're tracking this stuff. We had a government inflation report that came out. Everybody who's like a real economist who has many years of education more than me said it was going to be a 3% inflation rate. It dropped to 2.7%. Everybody in the current presidential administration patted themselves on the back and said, we did it, boys. We made it cheaper for you. Now let's continue to lower interest rates and turn on the money printers. So you can expect a melt up is going to happen in the next 6 months to a year. And it's the opposite of a meltdown. Like the stock market drops too fast, it melts down. When things start to go up too quickly, they melt up. It's the opposite of what's happening. And when you have, low inflation rates that really aren't hitting you because you're still paying more for stuff. I mean, how's your mortgage rate doing? Has it gone down? No, it certainly hasn't. But when you have incredibly low inflation rates, one of two things. First of all, maybe things are really trending in the right direction, but maybe people are simply not buying stuff. So with the stock market on a sugar high where never-ending bulls run and rule the day, we do have to talk about the retail over the last year with 8,200 stores closing. Recently, layoffs are absolutely everywhere. It's ridiculous. Rite Aid, second bankruptcy. Macy's closed 200 stores. Party City, Joann's Fabrics. Amazon, of course, this year laying off 13,000 people, mostly high-level executives. So how do you like that? They told you just work hard, run at that wall, solve the problems, you'll be an executive before you know it, and then boom, you're gone. It's finished. And Vegas is like seeing this weird market where people can't afford it. Places like Tennessee, Florida, Texas, everything is just in disarray. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you about those interest rates coming up. A lot of you guys think they're going to be dropping. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you probably got another thing coming. Before we get to the housing market, I want to ask you guys about your future. Ask you guys, to think for a minute, how are you navigating all this? Because I don't think it's a lack of knowledge. I think you're plenty smart if you found this video. YouTube has a way of putting you with the right video at the right place at the right time. I think it's just a lack of specialized knowledge, things that you don't know that I didn't know at one point. And that leads us to the sponsor of this video. It's my course. It's called 1K a day. So the question I'll put out to you right now is, what if I told you that there's a whole way to participate in these markets? If you could sit down at your computer, click a button when a certain thing happens on the regular basis, nearly every day. When it goes up, you could possibly make some money. Click a button when it goes down, maybe you can make some money there. And you can do it just like the 700 plus students I have in my course within 10 or 15 minutes. Stack up your base hits just like they do. I got students that are making 50, 100, sometimes 500 bucks a day. Some of them started from absolute nothing. They were afraid to even open up a computer and look at a trading chart. So if it could be life-changing for you to take a little heat off, to learn a skill that nobody else knows, I got a great deal for you guys today. Before I have to raise the price, my platform's leaning on me to charge full price. It's a $2,000 course. I actually have 4 spots today for the first 4 people that go in, and you're going to get the entire thing for $199, one-time single payment, but just by using the code LU4, because I only have 4 spots and I'm giving you a leg up in 2026. So just go to the first link pinned below, click the link, type in LU4, because like Doc Brown said,
your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one.
And I would love to see you be George McFly from 1985 after it was all fixed versus the nerdy, geeky George McFly that gets beat up by Biff. That is a deep reference to Back to the Future. If you get that humor, you're going to love my course, and I'll see you as a student. Do you guys ever talk to realtors? Because I talk to realtors, and they'll tell you, best time to buy a house is right now. You rent your mortgage, you buy your house, and that might be true, but a lot of people are waiting for the mortgages to come down. If you don't know, mortgages right now are locked like 6 to 7%. One thing a lot of you guys aren't doing is looking at new home builds. They can oftentimes have better loan situations. Like if a new home builder has a private lender, they're going to skip all that whole federal interest rate stuff. So you don't got to worry about that. We got experts who are like, nope, you're never seeing 3 to 4% interest rates ever again. Don't even bother with it, which means you guys are going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait for your markets to stabilize no matter where you are. Go on like an AI and ask them these questions. Use AI. I've been telling you, AI is going to come. It's coming for us all. Look at this video I found. This is the craziest thing in the world. Just a palate cleanser. This was on X today.
Well, he kept asking for a little money for cocaine, and I kept saying no. Drugs are bad for people, especially for small little midgets like him. This little guy does a little coke, and all of a sudden he thinks he's winning the war. So anyway, I told him he's not getting any more money for cocaine. He's not happy about it, but he's a midget. They're all unhappy, I guess. You know, because they're so small and helpless.
And if AI can do that, I'm pretty sure it can tell you when your market is going to somewhat bottom out. Nobody can predict the bottom of the market, right? But you would hate to get into a mortgage right now. Let's say you're taking on a $450,000 house, and you take on that note, you're paying $3,000 a month for your mortgage, only to have all the houses drop around you in the next 18 months. So the markets run in cycles, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link you guys up to a video here on YouTube below the coupon code for the course. Click that and watch, and you'll see why I'm looking at 2027 in the same way. Because the New York Times is reporting that basically wage growth is down. However, JP Morgan, they've gone from a staggering, ridiculous 93% recession chance to just 60. One place it's not subdued in is the tech industry or anything that involves data entry. AI is coming for your jobs. You don't have to believe me, but just go look at the tech tracker for AI layoffs. There's a specialized website. I mean, look at the layoff tracker. This site is like a trip, right? This layoff tracker is tracking the WARN Act, which is where big companies have to federally let people know. It's the digital equivalent of sticking a notice in your time clock saying you're not going to have a job. Most of these jobs expire literally tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Happy 2026 for you. Don't tell your wife. Just, sit at the bar all day drinking yourself into oblivion or something until she finds out, because she's going to leave you anyways. Las Vegas Sands, who still has operations here, laid off hundreds of people in their digital division. Just no notice. Just, hey, you don't have a job tomorrow. Just don't come in. It's okay. Here's a box for all your stuff if you're still in the office. You have to be slow walked out. The Oyo has laid people off in town. We had several rounds of layoffs on the Strip. Everything from the Fontainebleau to Resorts World to MGM. And a lot of them are clandestine, with people being told, you better not talk about this on social media. I hear that Caesars and the Bacchanal Buffet are one of the biggest offenders on all this, but that's unsubstantiated rumors that people feed to me. In short, Vegas is a mess. Heck, we did that video yesterday on how these people working in the hospitality industry are entering into the adult industry in town. I'll leave a link up here. It'll be one of those little eye cards that pops up. Click on it. You see more stuff. It was a dark video. Didn't have any monetization. Could use the views on that one. Kind of YouTube limited me because I talked about the truth. So that means that basically we're on our last gasps of air here for 2025. We're going into 2026. One of two things are going to happen, right? Either everything's going to explode in prosperity. The melt up benefits people that are on the high end of the K-shape, and the low end of the K-shape, prices inflate. You find it harder to get by. That's one such possibility. Or hey, maybe some of these Trump initiatives to build big factories in the United States finally get completed and we finally have those high-paying jobs that they will deliver over time, but I would suspect that to take many, many years. The one thing I know for certain that I always tell you is that you got to start planning your next steps yesterday. And if you didn't start yesterday, start today. Like, don't wait until the 1st of January to make a resolution. That's just a promise to yourself that you may never cash in. Go out and do something today. Don't care what it is. Got a skill? Know how to translate? Open your Fiverr account. Try to translate documents for $25 a shot. Go and start a business. File the papers. Go back to school. Take my course. Use a coupon code below. I don't care what you do, but just understand that things can change, but you have to start the change. So we'll be back for another update tomorrow, New Year's Eve. Oh my gosh. And until we meet next time, as my mentor always tells me, just keep swimming.